mess. Like, concentrate. All right, what y'all got? What y'all want to learn about women? I know all about women.
You don't know nothing about no
I know
women.
about women.
What you know?
I got game like Parker Brothers.
Cap.
You don't believe me, you just don't believe me.
I'm listening. You say you got the game. Give us the game.
You gotta ask questions.
If I ain't got no game, I don't know the questions to ask.
What is wrong with women? That's what I want.
Hey.
Why
I
do they?
object.
Why do they say one thing, mean the opposite, and want you to understand that we are oppositely talking about what I don't have a problem with, what I do have a problem with?
So
why do they do that?
So which one of your thoughts today?
I need to answer my
God.
Can we stay professional, please?
How you gonna ask him? He ain't gonna know.
He said he know about women.
I'm your best bet of
How
knowing.
he ain't gonna know?
Shit.
I'm gonna know, but I'm gonna know differently.
Okay, go ahead.
Like, you all have, y'all got associates and bachelor's degrees in women. I have a doctorate.
Break that down.
Y'all done learn a little bit about a whole bunch of different women. I've learned everything about one.
I think the ultimate goal is to get to where you are.
Yes. So it's different ways of experiencing womanhood. All right. So now I've been through where y'all going. I did I had long relationships. I had short relationships. Obviously, the most rewarding is the long one. Because it stops. When it stops being about what you look like or even what you act like.
I think at this point, would you say the same, Joe? For me, it's kind of going away from that as far as like what you look like.
Explain that.
Okay, so back in the day, I would say I was much more shallow. But the more prettier you are and the more attractive that you look, you lacked in a lot of different areas, which I would consider that character traits, right? So now, as an older woman, I'm like, nah, I need those character traits. We could pull back from the looks a little bit. I could tolerate you looking a little less attractive as long as you have good moral character. That's just my personal opinion, Joe.
So you ain't talking about you going for booger baths now.
Nah, I ain't saying that, D. You
ain't
tripping.
at the booger bath level.
You tripping. Maybe the booger, but not the belt. You know what I'm saying?
You would do the booger? I wasn't doing the boogers
Nah, I'm
at
just
30.
playing. I'm just playing.
I was still doing it. I couldn't
That
do the
sound
bath.
worse. Booger sound worse than booger bear. That sound like a booger.
He said you would take the bath.
I'm like, no. This is a bear to protect you.
Joe said, I'm going to hold down the booger. He said, I'm going to hold down the bath first. He said, the booger, now give me a bath. I'll take a bath. The boogers.
Nah, man.
Boogers is when you end up my age and single. And you just like, look, I don't want to die alone.
You alive, right?
Nah.
Yeah. Okay, so, all right, cool. Okay, all right. So you saying you're at that point that you realize it's more than looks, is what you're saying. But the looks is still important.
Yeah. I still have to be somewhat attracted to you, but
Somewhat?
yeah, I have to have some type of attraction. But remember, I'm a woman. With me, it more so damn near gotta be emotional.
Oh, see, that's crazy though.
Yeah,
like
but,
a woman
but it's not
doing the woman thing, because I didn't even think about that part.
Yeah, like
Because
I gotta have that emotional
y'all be
component.
thinking y'all think that you all compliment men when y'all say, I don't care what you look like. If you lost the eye and gained 500 pounds, I'd still be with you. And I'm like, well, you just want anything. No, I want somebody to, you know what I'm saying? I want somebody to be like, no, I want somebody that's up here. And if you with me, that means I'm up here. Mm-hmm. Not, if you get hit in the face face with a bag of hot quarters, I still be
I
with
ain't
you.
say none of that. That's all you. I ain't say not one of those things. I'm just saying you have to be somewhat attractive, but your character traits to me
What's
are
the character?
more.
Give me the character.
Shit, don't make me go get my list, D. You know I get it.
Get your
Get the
list.
list.
Shit, shut
Get
up,
your
Joe,
list.
because you ain't gonna get your list.
I don't need a list.
What's your list?
Ass, titty.
This nigga. You gonna get us canceled, man.
Get single at 35.
That's the end of the list.
You fucking
This
terrible.
is not going on my channel. We're gonna have to make a new channel. We gotta.
This is all you, Joe.
We
This is
way
all your
off
page.
of academia, scholarship.
You ass, I am. That's all I'm saying.
You gotta trust that. Sponsored by Trust that.
And Chase Bank. Go ahead, Joe.
You know, I like one with a sense of humor. Someone who likes to learn, someone who has a hobby. Someone who don't yell when they get mad. I don't know. There's a lot of character traits that I have to go down.
But I mean, for the most part, that's like
Someone
your
who likes
most
to go
important.
have fun, go out and do something.
Top 3. Go.
My top 3.
Nothing to do with looks. Character.
Personality.
Personality too broad.
Personality is too broad.
Too broad.
I would say intellect, support, personality is too broad. I gotta be able to get along with you.
I just want the top 2. I just want the top 3. You gave me 2. You said intellect, support, what else?
Family.
Family oriented. All right. What's
Yeah.
your top 3? Oh God.
You know, you gotta be willing to learn. You gotta have a sense of humor. And you gotta make good decisions.
Cooperative, supportive, patient. Oh God. The older you get, cooperative will go past looks. Cause like once you done got old and ugly, okay, you past that. You in your 50s. I can't be looking for. Okay, I can't hold no conversation with somebody 5 minutes older than my kids. That's a problem. And you can't have the expectation of a 50-year-old woman to have the appearance of a 27-year-old woman because you ain't got the appearance of a 27-year-old man. Like, even if you look good for your age at 50, you don't look like a 27-year-old, you know? So, yeah, just, you know, it's when you're trying to do stuff because it's a partnership in life, which is what you find out. First is, I want somebody to have fun with or whatever, but, you know, you actually, it's one thing you're saying, I want somebody I can do things with. And when you're doing the things, you find out how much cooperation is, you know, necessary, and how, you know, people sometimes you need people to have patience. But so why was your lead off question what it was? Say something, don't mean it. So it's a communication question. It's a too many arguments.
I feel like it's a communication thing. If you constantly saying something that, you know, you say something and you mean something else, that's gonna cause miscommunication.
What's the most dramatic? I said one thing, but I mean something else. I can give many, but then you're saying you told me this, but you really meant that.
I have to give you an example of a personal example. Or?
Well, no, just
Don't go personal, Joe.
it don't have to be this
Don't go
particular person said this, but saying, all right, here is an example of how this person said, I'm talking about a cell phone, but I was really talking about a banana.
Don't go personal.
I would say more like, are you upset? Like, nah, I'm not upset. Don't worry about it.
Now, here's my question. Was that a dumb question? Like, did you really not know if the person was upset? Because I usually don't ask people if they upset unless they got something to be upset about, which means I know they're upset. So my question was really,
I don't think it's a
can
dumb
you
question.
get unupset?
Not necessarily, because it could have been something. Say something happened at work between you and a coworker.
Oh,
and
so
came
not
back,
necessarily
and
upset
she's
between
hearing
us.
it, and I'm like, okay, are you upset? Are you venting, or do you need help solving this issue? Are you upset? Like, I don't know. I feel like you could be like, no, I'm not
So
upset.
like if a woman comes, I'm guessing. If a woman comes to you with
How you
issues,
guessing?
well, I'm because I'm not in this situation. So
You
I'm
date
just
women
saying.
and you are a woman. Talking about I'm guessing.
Shit, I'm just
We guessing. You supposed to be. Here's the law.
They be confusing me too, dude. Shit. But anywho, so fuck, you made me forget where I was going with it. Never mind. Go ahead.
You got the point though. You said they be confusing you too.
They do. They do. But I had a good point. Y'all just made me lose it.
I'm sorry, but so you find the same thing as an issue as you saying one thing but you mean something else.
Yeah. Yeah. So with me, one of the biggest things that I like in a relationship is communication. And I had to realize that because my lack of. So as I went through transitions and changes and stuff like that, I was like, oh, this component is actually a key builder to having a substantial relationship. So I was like, okay, this is an area that I need to work on.
Okay,
So
your lack of communication, what do you mean? Your ability, your inability to communicate?
yeah,
or-
sometimes back in the day. So I would shut down, not realizing at a younger age that that's not okay as far as handling things. So as I got older, it's like, all right, cool, I need to talk about X, Y, and Z. But it's like when you go to somebody to talk to them and they become super emotional and you like, I'm trying to address talking, not having a yelling match. Because if we yelling, we ain't solving nothing. So.
Okay. I have found. I don't know how much this is a woman thing or if this is a people thing. But I find this character trait more in women than in men. But I do find it in men. When people get emotional, they will say things they don't mean. And I don't understand that. I never say things I don't mean. And I know you should never say never, but I don't. At worst, I will say something I wouldn't ordinarily tell you. But I don't say, I don't get mad at Tamika and say, I want a divorce. Because on no level of my consciousness in reality do I want a divorce. So I don't, like my mind doesn't go there, but I do know that women will do, our relationship ain't never been good. Never? Okay, now you're stupid. Because what? Never? You know, so I find that to be, I would say, I have found men to do that strictly when they're mad.
Mm.
I'll find women to do it when they cannot get their point across and they're trying to get your attention. when I say counsel, when you marry, y'all set up, y'all have like little networks to support each other to stay married. Because being married is it's difficult. It's very difficult, and you need a community to let you know, oh, it ain't just you, you know, it ain't, you know, yeah, I ducked the frying pan in my day too, you know, you thinking, oh, I'm embarrassed to tell you this. What? Oh, dude, let me tell you about my kids. What? You do? Okay. But I've, you know, counseled people as to where I found that dynamic to be consistent, as to where a lot of times women will communicate to cause a situation that the reaction to the situation will cause the outcome of what they want, as opposed to just talking about what they want. Like, I'm going to say, I want to move out. Now, I really don't want to move out. I want you to value me. So, but I'm going to create this situation that I have to move out so you can be alone. And then when you're alone, you'll see that all the good stuff that I did that you didn't see. And then you'll come back to me and act right, as opposed to saying, you're not valuing me, I need you to act right.
That's basically what Joe was saying.
Well, that's why I was trying to, you know, that's why I was asking for clarity. Now the problem is, women are emotional, men are literal. If you leave, you have now added abandonment into an equation that wasn't there. We're here. We got a problem. Even though in your mind, you're really not leaving to leave, you're leaving to make a point that's over here. All I know is that you left. Because when I say, oh, well, you're just trying to make a point, and I keep coming around after you left, now I done caught a case for stalking. So that's why it's, you know, that, you know, you have these different issues with these styles of communication. Now, I think where it's most important is when women need something. If I'm trying to do something for you, but I can't understand, or you're telling me you need something, but the way you're communicating is...
I can't understand. I don't know that you want to be valued in this situation. I just think you want to leave.
Right. Right. And if it's something that's life or death or time sensitive, we may not have the time to go through, he'll figure it out. No. And when you're communicating with somebody, and I think this is why most... Ooh. I think most people are not reared to be husbands or wives. And everything else flows from that. The way I communicate, the way I approach you, if I have not been reared to be this.
Well, I think in our culture, a lot of the times, because, you know, you and I, we talk about this a lot. In our culture, a lot of the times, a lot of us aren't. So I'll tell you from a woman's perspective that for the most part, our moms are not preparing us for that. Our moms are telling us to go to school, do this, do that. So a lot of the times we don't have the emotional intelligence or the ability to communicate, because those are not things that are taught in school for the most part. This is how you communicate your feelings. This is how you sit down and handle a problem. It's, hey, learn this, put it back on the paper. So we become great at that as far as like moving forward in a career and all of those different things. But those people who chase the career, we kind of lack in the area of relationship, because these are not skills that we're being taught at home at all.
So what do you do if it's not at home and you need it?
YouTube.
You figure it
YouTube.
out. You say YouTube? Nah, fool. You
YouTube got the answer to everything.
I say you figure it out through life experiences, but that's where meeting somebody who has your same love language and they're patient.
Oh God, she done went to the love language.
Hey, you already know I'm gonna get to the love languages, man. So
Explain love languages.
All right, so it's multiple different love languages. Is the art of touching, physical touch,
Gift giving,
acts of service, quality time,
words of affirmation.
and words of affirmation. Those are 5 love languages. All right. So based on
The
how
5
you,
D's of dodgeball and dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
so it depends on how you receive love, right? So if, for instance, Joe, I think yours was it words?
Quality time, physical touch, words of affirmation.
Okay, so my top 2 is quality time and damn, who's the other one?
Acts of service.
Yeah, it was acts of service. It was those 2. But
See, I know her love language is better than she do. That's crazy.
Maybe y'all need to get married.
nigga, please.
All right, this is what this.
You don't believe in love languages?
No.
Me? I do.
Darnell doesn't
No.
believe.
I do.
believe in love
Yeah,
languages.
I do.
Cause I remember this girl used to buy me stuff. What the hell you buying me stuff for? Like, I don't want this. And then it
Well,
becomes
that's
to
a
the
that's a
point-
bad
Great.
deal.
And then it comes to the point where no, it wasn't. I used it. I ended up using it, but at the same time, it was like.
Joe, every
I don't
time I
know
buy
why
you
you
lunch,
doing
you be
this.
happy.
And then when I would buy them stuff, small stuff, cheap stuff, they'd be like it's the whole world to them.
Mm.
And I'm like, well, what is going on? I'm like, oh, that's your love language. You feel love in this act.
Mm. And I've had women who say one thing, and you can tell based on how they try to love you that it's a high as far as like words of affirmation. I'm like, oh, bro, anybody can talk you out your troughs. Like, this is crazy. So the words, to me, words means shit. Dog shit. I do not, I need you to show me that that's what you mean.
Okay. So, you guys' generation have.
This is your generation that made this up. We just took
My
the test.
generation made
We
this
just
up?
Hell
took-
yeah.
We just took
I
the
ain't
test.
heard of this.
We took the test online. That's all we did.
I haven't heard of this.
Yep, it was a guy.
So maybe they made up something to trick y'all, but I have not heard of this. I mean, I heard of when y'all told me, but this wasn't a litmus test when I was coming up. Love
All right.
language is what.
So you and Miss Mika, right?
Yeah.
I know that y'all value spending time and stuff like that. What would you say Miss Mika's love languages? If I was to send her a text right now.
Money.
Nigga.
That's a new affirmation.
All right, that's not true. That's not true. Oh, we gonna have to edit this.
I know.
No, it changes. It changes, and that's why I don't. That's why I find it a hard pill to swallow. I'm gonna tell you how old I am. Y'all got love languages. I have Maslow's hierarchy of needs. When you go all the way down to food, shelter, clothing, heat, all the way up to self-actualization. So basically, when you meet, it's a pyramid, right? And when you meet certain needs, you're allowed to go up and worry about a higher, maybe less necessary level of needs. But they're still psychological peace places, so to speak, okay? So first you worried about, if we're gonna make a Maslow's hierarchy of needs in a relationship form, am I attracted to you as a person? That's the first thing. Are you dangerous? Are you gonna hurt me? You gonna break my heart? Are you gonna cheat? Are you going to steal? Are you going to, okay, are you somebody I can trust? Are you trustworthy? So you get those things. And then once you get those basic things out of the way, Then, okay, can we build a stable life and raise kids together? You know, can we have a meeting of the minds where we can be a mutual benefit? Then it changes to, because things are changing in life. People are getting sick, people dying, all kind of stuff is happening. Then it goes from a partnership to a caring for. Like, at one time it was very important for Tamika to work. And then at a different point, it was more important that I was able to take care of her. But that was as we were moving up the hierarchy of needs. So what I'm saying is, what I needed, I guess that would be my love language to, because I'm assuming the love language is what makes the relationship work.
It's basically how you receive love. So they say from the ages of like younger childhood, you establish how you receive love from your parents, which
and then
translates.
You're always this way.
Yeah, but it translates into adulthood, and then how you would like to receive love as an adult at that point.
I think it changes as you get older. I mean, because the stuff that I needed, I would say physical touch was definitely higher when I was young, and you know, now it's like, I see you Thursday, you know, you know, or like I said, to have a good conversation probably means more at a different point in your life than, you know, I find Maslow's hierarchy of needs to be a more accurate depiction of lifelong interaction. I think that if I always like getting gifts, but the more money I got, the less I needed people to give me gifts. So I don't see how that would be my love language, you know, unless you get.
But what if they give you something like they handmade that was sentimental or something like that?
Most of the time it's ugly.
What if it's something sentimental though? That's what I'm saying. What if they get a picture, a photo of you and your mom, and it looks beautiful? And
Yeah, you was so.
People don't do stuff like that.
but if they did it, you'd be like, damn,
Nobody has
this is
ever
some
got
nice
like
stuff.
a family photo for me.
Cap,
or,
I
like
did
a glass
that when I
heart or
first
something.
met you, and you was so grateful. So I know
No.
Yeah. In the back.
No. I'm just messing with you. You did do that. No. Number one, that is still a very much appreciated gift, as is our Christmas ornament with our name on it and the one with the wrong name on it. We put it on trees every year.
They slipped it with the wrong name.
Yeah.
They said
the Rothsteins or something.
yeah, family.
It had all our first names on it, but they said the Rothsteins or something across the top. And I was like, oh, we gonna have to keep this one.
That's like Heisenberg.
We gonna have to explain to people how this came about. So both of those go on the Christmas tree. That little glass deal is in Grandmama's room with all of us on it. So yeah, that was very much appreciated. But that was, but if you ask me what was like the most meaningful stuff about Rihanna, it was when we first met and all of those conversations about business and doing something and blah, blah, blah. That was what I really valued in you, because that sparked me up to get my game going. So as much as it was appreciated, that's not something that really moves me. I'm the kind of guy that I want to go buy it. So I'm not, but at a time when I had no money, hey, I so appreciate it. You give me a polo shirt back then. Whoo! But I can go in there and buy the polo store. I can buy everything black in the store. So, so I think as you get older, like I said, when you're young and you're in college, you're hyper physical. especially as a guy. Not at 45, definitely not at 50. You know, so I wouldn't. Let's say if Mika wasn't me and Mika wasn't together. I'm not trying to go get no 27-year-old. I ain't trying to live that life. I don't have that kind of interest. So I just don't see how your love language. How can you not be the same person from 20 to 25, from 25 to 30, from 30 to 40, and 40 to 50? But the way that you interact stays the same. That's where
I wouldn't say it stays the same. I would say it evolves, but it's more of like if I speak Spanish, you would have to speak to me in Spanish for me to understand what you're talking about. If my love language is physical touch, and you keep buying me gifts, I'm just gonna be confused.
Okay, but how I have experienced life, and if you think about it, you're old enough. Think about how you think at 35, how you thought at 25. So basically, you were speaking French at 25. At 30, you were speaking English, and now you're speaking Chinese.
I feel like my love language has been the same since.
I would say mine did flip.
I've reached a point where I realize when people give me gifts, they're communicating love right now. So now I'm more appreciative of it. I'm not as confused, but if you really want to get to me, you'd be better off with quality time or something like that.
Gotcha. So do you think you had a better understanding for everything once I sent you the test?
I didn't like ask the service.
Yeah.
Like, don't touch my shit. You know what I mean? But now it's like, oh, you was trying to help.
Yeah.
You put everything in the wrong spot for love.
Yeah. God damn, bro. Shit.
Okay, so maybe I have maybe it's because it's hard for me to process because, well, my 20s was definitely different than my 30s and 40s because I was raising kids in my 30s and 40s. And when you start raising kids, you become a completely different person. When you get married, you become a completely different person. And maybe it's those benchmarks that cause the dramatic changes. Because I think it's real easy to stay the same if your situation doesn't change. If I'm single and this is primarily just me, there's nothing to intervene, you know. But when you become a parent, you know, you're not just like parent, because you're parenting this one this way, and you're parenting this one this way, because you got to give people what they need, you know.
That kind of goes into it. It goes into the love language.
Well, that's what I'm saying is they don't need the same. Like Ariana needed something at one point, and then at another point in her age she did need something, and now she apparently don't need nothing. Whereas Tracy needed, you know, he's probably a little more linear. So that's what I'm saying. It's inconsistent individually and broadly. Like I said, if you say parenting and the love language between parent and child, when you're a baby, closeness and cuddling and attention is one thing. When you're a teenager, they don't want closeness nor cuddling or attention. So it's a constant switch up. So that's what I'm saying. I can't see how we develop broadly but stay the same.
But we do. I feel like we do as people. Like at 35, I'm way different than I was at 5, but at the same time, there's a lot of similarities. It's like I'm still the same person. You could, if you say something about Joe, my mom be like, that doesn't sound like Joe, or that does sound like Joe. Like, just from.
Okay, but are you more?
I'm different, but I'm still the same.
You more different than you were at 15? Would you agree? Would you say you're completely different from your 15-year-old self?
I feel very similar to my 15-year-old self.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Would you say how different are you from your 20-year-old self, and you just 30? How different from 20 are you to now?
So I'm pretty different for the most part.
Would you say completely different?
I ain't gonna say completely different, but pretty different. Because I've had life lessons in between 20 and 30 that I've chosen to learn from. So even the L's.
I would never be known as the smart person in my family.
You?
As of the time I got married, my parents thought I was an idiot.
Oh my God.
Okay? And so that's what I'm saying, how things can, you can be complete. Now folks just be sitting there like, yo, what's it like to talk to normal people? And I'm going, you were the one that thought I was going to eat the paint off the wall. And I was grown when you thought I was still eating. But now they like, oh, your mind is like, oh, really? It's like that. You know, but that's what I'm saying. Things just become so dramatically different as life goes that, and like you've had circumstances to make your life, like Katrina alone. Like I can completely see you being. Most people don't experience losing everything. Like I got these shoes, these breeches, this shirt. That is my net worth. Most people don't experience that in their lives. Most people. So that's going to give you, and then, you know, okay, I don't know if I'm going to see my family again. I don't know which family members. I don't know where I'm going. So that's what I'm saying. That's, you know, you learn an appreciation for things. That's what kids will give you that too. They'll give you appreciation for stuff. Marriage will give you appreciation for stuff. You know, I used to be quick to cut somebody off.
I'm still working on that.
Oh.
I'm still working on that.
Oh, just because not good, but that was me. But I actually had to learn, especially through marriage, it don't matter how bad of a fool you acted. If you're here acting a fool, you're invested.
Well, how do you even get there? Because after a certain time, I get tired of the jump jack and go, get out. You can have a good one. I value my peace so much, bro. So much.
Well, it's like when you talk, it's a principle in psychology that basically everybody are selfish beings. It's all about you. There is one reason and one reason only. I would never leave Tamika. Now, Tamika might leave me, but that would be the way that it happened. I will never, there's nothing Tamika can do that she gotta go. Because I am a better person. I am. I like my production with her than without her. So it's really my own selfishness that keeps me dedicated to my marriage and keeps me acting right, because that keeps me from cheating or beating her up or doing a whole bunch of stupid stuff, not because I'm necessarily a great person, that I don't want to risk what keeps me high. I like how productive, I like the person I am since I've been with Tamika. I like looking at my life and going, I never thought I was going to be able to do that. Or, wow, that's some off the chain stuff. Well, I like me. Well, I wasn't this till you got here.
Well, that goes into probably Miss Mika's ability to love you. Would you say that she's supportive?
See, we on video. See, look, let me explain
Oh
something.
my God,
Let me
you
explain
supposed
something.
to
Let me
say
explain
yeah,
something.
bro. Because I was
There
about
are
to hit the
marriage
other two.
rules, right? You can only say good stuff on tape. What I want to say is it doesn't matter. Some people, just by who they are, if Tamika's being difficult or not, I am better with her than without her.
So from the outside looking in, Miss Mika seemed very supportive. My perspective.
She is.
Okay,
She is.
so
She
that's part of her loving you in which the way that you need. You say you need support.
No.
Okay,
No.
she
I
patient.
look. You know them conversations that you gotta have that you can't have, but I'm saying no.
Cap.
I'm saying.
You lucky I ain't got the cap for the
Well,
dollar
I'm
sheet.
just telling you, no cap. Cap down. No cap. What I'm saying is, it is on a higher level. I'm gonna tell you something. When my brother died, I had a pain, like right here. And I really couldn't breathe right in here. And you could feel it. You felt it. It was like something was pulling out. And there is a seen and unseen force in between certain people. That's why we're related, or we need. Think about it. It is 7 billion people on the planet. There is a reason I met you. We should not have met. One, it's like 1,000,000 to 1 chance of you even being born. Then it's 7 billion people on the earth. One, you were born when you were born. And of all the people that was born, I ran into you. That is not an accident. Okay? So I don't think it's Tamika loves me perfectly or that I love her perfectly. But I am made to be what she needs. And she's made to be what I need. So if she's trying or not, in her worst moment, she's better than somebody else. Because that's what she's made to do. Here's an example. Putting the 64 together, and when you're doing a full restoration, you got everything to do on the car. Well, I took a whole bunch of stuff. I took the entire car loose, and I didn't remember how I took it loose. So I did. I tagged stuff and I boxed it up. But if you got the front suspension in a box and you're not a mechanic,
You got a bunch of metal pieces.
you got a bunch of metal pieces, and you just sitting there like, I think I'm gonna do some body work, you know. So you go and you do what's easiest. Well, my queen, my wife, my love, comes into the garage in her unique supportive nature. I knew this was a bad investment. We done wasted money. Man, I'm tell you, now we gonna be sitting, you said this car was gonna be sold. And you still ain't look, it's been looking like that for a year. And she storms off. And I'm like, you know, I probably thought of some names. I didn't call her. But I thought of some names. And I was so mad at her that I was gonna show her that she was wrong. I put the entire front suspension together. And then it hit me. that was the kind of motivation I needed, which is sick in me. But that was what I needed to get it done, because all while she wasn't saying nothing, I was just avoiding doing it. But then once I did it, I wasn't so distracted by the message onto, hey, come yell at me when it's time to do the rear end. And then I start seeing, you are what's necessary.
I feel like words of affirmation is the reverse of you. Hey, yo, cuss me out. We're going to get this done.
But I'm also the kind of person, I don't like to be disrespected. I don't like to be yelled at. I don't like, I might put hands on you. So that's what I'm saying. I can't say, oh, it's because she's cooperative, or that she's respectful, or that, no, she's what's needed, even in the strangest way. So that's where the love language thing kind of.
But y'all, you're a match though, because she could have maybe came and said that to me, and I'd be like, well, I ain't gonna do it then, and then we ain't got nothing done.
But what I'm saying is, there are times that tenderness will go far. There are times that you're gonna catch more flies with honey than you're gonna do vinegar. It's a yin and a yang. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that's who she is all the time. That's who I needed her to be in that moment, and intuitively, that's who she was, and the outcome that needed to happen happened. But that's not our life. But that was a good example of, well, is she cooperative? Is she supportive? Not in that moment, but even in not being cooperative and supportive, where we would think a cooperative and supportive person would make production, she made production without being cooperative. Tell you something else, in her genius. Tamika's been a nurse a long time. She's done from labor and delivery to hospice. She'd have been the first person you see in the world. She'd been the last person you see in the world. And she'd done everything in between. This lady, Tamika's personality, y'all know that. Personality personified. She's like that all the time. And she's really like that at work. She's just clowning, making everybody laugh. And, some people get connected to her. And she'll meet people who have her type of personality that's a patient. And this lady was, she would always call Tamika the wrong name. She would call anything, but it's the wrong name. That was their joke. She's, come here, Alice, Tanisha, or, just some off-the-wall name. And the lady was about to pass away. So they called Tamika and was like, you probably want to come in early. And she asked for it. So Tamika's like, yo, I'm going to go to work. Now, you still working longer. You don't want to, don't nobody want to go to work longer, but, hey, that's what I do. So she goes, but they had this, and they always kind of played the dozens with each other. They was always talking about each other. Tamika gets in there, and she's like, hey, Miss whatever her name was, and she kind of, gets near, and she's doing her nursing stuff, and the lady reaches up and she catches her hand, and she says, Tamika, I'm scared. And Tamika said, well, you probably should be. She said, I know I'm dying. Tamika said, you probably are. But if you do, please die after midnight, because I don't want to do the paper.
Nah, she did not.
And I was like, you said that? She said, yeah. And then she went on, started doing her Tamika thing, because shoot, I'm telling you, That's just too much work, and ain't nobody trying to be doing all that work because of you, and this, and this. And the lady started laughing, and they went back to their old relationship. I said, why would you say something like that? She said she broke our relationship because she was that scared. If I would have broke it too, it would have scared her more. I brought us back down to let her know, relax. If I would have told her to relax, that would have scared her. Look, brought it back down. And now I was like, how could you think that fast and know it was gonna work? But again, that is that non-traditional, sagacious, when you're made to be in that moment. You know what I'm saying? No, it wasn't where you would think, oh, her love language is, at that particular moment, whatever that lady's love language was, I'm sure it was not joking about your death. But that was what she needed. And so that's what I'm saying. Some people are made for the moment, and at the stage of life that I'm in, I need the person made for the moment. When I was younger, I needed people to make me happy. You know, I needed people to make me happy. I need people that's who I need around me now. So I just, that continuum of, I don't know. I find that a little hard to swallow, but I don't know. I mean, if y'all say it is what it is, if
Shit, maybe we doing it wrong. We still single, Joe. Shit, I don't know. Maybe
I don't know.
right.
Maybe it would have applied more. Cause I was single into my 30s. Maybe it would apply more. Cause I'm gonna be honest, I vaguely remember what it's like to be single now. Like, all of my personality is wrapped up in being daddy or husband. You know, I mean, obviously grandson and son and uncle and brother, but and I enjoyed being single. Like, my brother couldn't wait to get married. I was not in no rush to get married. Tamika's the only person I've ever asked to marry me. Tamika's the only person I ever will be married to. But perhaps I was different, you know, as a single person. I don't remember, but that's you know, I don't know how that could be. I just don't know how. This is, you know, I like people to be around me. Sometimes I like people to be around me. At different points in my life, I wanted people to be around me, and at other points I didn't. I don't know.
Well, you can always have too much of a good thing, even if it's love. It's like, look, if my love language is physical touch, but like, yo, I'm hot. Like, back the fuck up. Like, at some point in time,
Jesus, Joe.
it's gonna get
Okay, so
to
how do you use this? How do you use this love language to your success?
If I know, say I got a girlfriend or whatever, and she likes acts of service, I know I can go clean. It's Valentine, clean the house instead of buying a gift. If you don't care about gifts, if she likes words of affirmation, say something nice to her. You know, tell her she looks pretty. Some people just be like, I already told you that last year. You're like, no, you need to tell me that more often. It's like, okay, I didn't understand that. Now
Okay, so how have you all put this into your game? Okay, I understand. When y'all meet somebody, when y'all go out on dates, do you ask questions to find out their love language.
I
so
send
you
them
can-
motherfuckers the text.
Send them the text.
Take the test. I need to know up
Results.
front.
I need the percentage.
I need to know up front.
I got 98%.
Once I know what I'm dealing with, it's like, all right,
7%.
cool. You like for me to talk to you?
I generally guess. It's just if people act a certain way. If you give me a gift and I'm like, let me just give you something to see how you react to it. I usually just kind of guess some people how they act.
I don't start off with gifts. You remember Amazon cart? The expectations
But
are too high, too
like I
soon.
said, if somebody whose gift giving was thing, I would give them something cheap, and they would be like, "Yo, like you got me something."
Amazon cart was cheap too.
They was giving
That
free.
wasn't the point. The point was when you first meet somebody, I value the genuine connection. So us spending time, us sitting down, figuring out life experiences. This is what I've been through. This is what I've been through. Whatever. It has to be an emotional connection. Whereas, don't fucking meet me talking about some shit. You know, fucking Amazon cart.
But what if
I'm done.
I'm saying, what if you meet somebody and the first thing they do is they buy you something off you? You say, hey, here's an Amazon gift card.
That's a bit strange for me. Cause I don't.
Because that's not your love
Yeah,
language.
personally,
That's
I
what I'm saying. That's not your love language. You be like,
No.
Well,
it's a setup. It's a setup.
I got a question.
That seems ungrateful. I would still
No,
say
no.
thank you, but
No,
it would just be different.
I got a question. What if, just like you find it odd that I automatically go to money, what if I'm guarded about like, I come
Physical
from a
space.
different generation. We didn't come up talking about how our parents hit us in the head with brooms and all that. Now, folks, if you had a mental issue, you kept it a secret because the world had jokes. Within the first meeting of someone, they will let you know they got bipolar disorder, they on the spectrum, they hypochondriacs. It's just like I just asked you where the bathroom was. So I'm just saying, and that's not to put it down, it's just different. So what I'm saying is, maybe some people would see money as being, frivolous, but my past, my childhood, the things I went through, we gotta spend some time to get to that.
Yeah.
So just like you're like, no, let's talk about what made us who we are. Don't touch my bread. They're like, I can get some more bread. I ain't letting you into my feelings.
I value the feelings more. I feel like I have a better depiction of who you are. I
know. But what I'm saying is, that could have been Amazon cart girl not being a bad person. It's just, where is my value? You value your money more than your privacy, whereas she values her privacy more than money.
Should I value my privacy too? I just want to get to, like, I don't know. Am I wrong? Like, when you first meet,
it's no wrong.
If you first meet somebody, to me, you're courting. You're just getting to know them. I don't know why we talking about money. You know what I'm saying? Like first, second date.
It's two people that really don't care about money. Two people. People that got it and people that ain't got it. Them the two people. The folk that's in the middle is worried about it. The people who ain't got it, they just like, man. Or I've learned how to function without it. You ever met somebody tell you they make $15,000 a year and you like,
what do you eat?
yeah. And then people who and you don't have to be rich. When you get to a point, you're going to get enough money that you realize that money does not exist. Money is a concept that people have agreed on. Money does not exist. Value does not exist. That is a system that we have come up with. Money is not
I think it's the constant making the money, spending the money, make it, you spend it, you make it. You're like, this is just the middleman in between what I need to get.
Mm-hmm. Money itself is not even a commodity. Like gold is a commodity. And really our money used to represent gold or silver. But now it's a note. It's a promissory note. It has no connection to
anything.
Yes. So once you get whatever enough is, you're gonna go, only thing I'm doing with this money is leaving it for somebody else when I die. It was just a story about a Native American when the Europeans came to give him some money to buy the land from him. He took the money and he put it on the ground, and the wind blew and it blew the money away. The ground was still there. Then he took some more of the money, stuck it in the water, balled it up, and it was all messed up. And he was saying, how are you buying something from me with money that endures more than the money? We make money every day. Literally, every day we make money. Money is so common. Why have we centralized our lives around money? Because we think if we get enough of it, we're going to get something. Peace of mind, play stuff, you know. But
I just want a couple of investment properties. This dude talking about.
And then when you get those investment properties,
I just want to play.
Because the investment, but that's what I'm saying. The investment properties are for what?
More money.
No, my
more
time.
money.
That's
okay,
just my time.
okay.
I don't want to work.
Yes, but guess what?
More money.
Work is really a mindset. You're going to work no matter what you're doing.
I think I'd rather work for myself.
Okay, but again, you're still going to work. So, I really don't have to make a bunch of money. All I have to do is figure out how to work for myself. Because what I'm trying to be is happy. That's what I'm trying to be. But I've gotten caught in money.
But money makes me happy.
No, money allows you. You know what? I will tell you
Do
something.
your PlayStation make you happy, John? See?
If I win.
See?
I will tell you
win.
something. The first time I had $10,000 in my house, I thought I had some money. I thought I was somebody. I remember the first time I had $10,000. Boy, you couldn't hit me in the behind with a red apple. I thought I was somebody. I'm telling you. But I was hyped when I had 1,000. I was hyped when I had 5,000. I was hyped when I had 10. And then when I got 20, I was like,
When I know.
it's the same drawer. And nobody knew it was there. Everybody was walking around the house. Lives was the same. That $10,000 did not mean nothing. I'm like, we really need to get our minds around what we're really doing. It is not the money. The money is supposed to, in our minds, is going to do something for us. But it's kind of like going back to what you were saying. When we say one thing, but we really doing something else.
Right.
I got to get some money. Why? I want, it's going to make me happy. Why don't I just focus on getting to happy? Because I'm going to work. If I got, nobody does nothing. Doing nothing is actually impossible.
How?
Because
You
name me how to do nothing.
if you have passive income, if you're invested in
You
passive
gonna get
income,
bored of this stuff.
I could travel.
That's something. That's your job.
I could travel.
That's your job.
I can do whatever I
That takes
can.
But that's what I'm telling you.
Huh?
That takes effort.
Yes. That's
Still, but that's my
what-
choice.
Yes.
I don't
So
want to get
let
up
me ask
and
you a
feel-
question. Let me ask you a question. Why don't you just buy you a camera, get you a couple plane tickets, start taking pictures? You can be a traveler, make Instagram photos, and you can make money doing that. Or you can travel, have your time, make some money, and you don't need to buy investment property.
But I do want to invest. You still need an income. Y'all.
That's what I'm just saying. You travel, you take photos while you're traveling.
You need
post them.
investment
You
property.
make money off that.
Investment property leads to income, guaranteed income.
Your work
gonna,
is guaranteed income.
people gonna need somewhere to stay. I can't tell you
Wait a
people
minute.
gonna
What
buy,
was that dude?
pictures.
Country Wayne.
Entertainment is the number one.
Country Wayne
people
made
spend money.
he.
$1 million. on
Shannon
everything.
Sharp asked him, "How much you done made off YouTube?" He said, that I don't speak with the young people talk. I don't know what a dub is." About 3 years, I about made a dub. Dub is double. That's 20. No, he made 20,000. You don't get on Shannon Sharp. That man made $20 million.
Doing skits. I don't have no interest in that.
Okay, well, again, what I'm saying is something as mundane as a passion with an iPhone. No, we have it in our minds. I got to do this to get this, and that's not necessarily so. It's not necessarily so. I don't have to go and spend the work and time to get investment properties to go, and I got investment properties, so I'm not crapping on investment properties. And then to this, to then get to this, and this. But as someone who has done it and is doing it, I'm seeing I didn't necessarily have to do this if this is where I'm trying to go. And I was having a conversation with somebody, and we were talking about money. And I was saying the attitude that you have, having a healthy relationship with money. And the person was telling me the reason why you can have that attitude about money is because you have money. And I said, no. The reason why I have money is because I have that attitude. And they start arguing with me over why my outcome is the way it is. And I'm like, that's one of our problems. People with no money is arguing with the people that got money. You need to be listening to the person that got it. If you don't have it, you don't know. But it's not, that's like people to say, if you give me the job, I'll do it well. As opposed to, let me do it and prove that I can do the job. That's what an intern is. I come in, I show you my skills. You're right, you are good. I hire you. As opposed to the person that says, no, you give me $100,000, I'll do it. Now, nothing's wrong with either one, but one
depends on
but,
your leverage.
Yeah,
Where your
it
leverage
just
is
depends
at.
on where you are in life. But no, I think it goes back to what Joel was. You know, we say, all right, I want to be happy, but I need investment property. Well, I'm talking about something. So if you're talking to me, I'm thinking you want to be a realtor.
No.
But that's not what you want to be.
I want to be a
You
real
want to
estate
be
investor.
happy. But we talking about real estate. So I'm sitting there telling you the intricacies of compound interest and mortgage rates and tax sales, and you like, oh, you're not getting excited. Because I'm a realtor. I like real estate. And I'm not wondering why you're not having this labor of love with me. That's because you're really trying to go here. So that's, kind of bring us full circle. But I think I don't know which I am. I don't know if I'm more guarded with my person. I know I'm very guarded with my privacy. You will probably be quicker to get money from me than to learn about me growing up and blah, 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 this, that, and the other. But then I ain't also out trying to get my Mac on either. So, because in that case,
I would agree with you. No, you can get some bread out of me before you get personal.
No bread.
No bread.
You really get none for the most part, but it's like if I'm trying to get to know you, I understand.
You gotta give something.
I have to open that part, but the money part is staying locked and closed until we have an understanding. We've been together. You want me. You don't need me. If you want me, it's a difference. Okay, cool. Then I can do X, Y, and Z. You ask me for something. It's not.
They gotta want you and not need you.
Like what? Why? Because I feel like I'm being used.
For somebody to need you?
No,
That's using you?
Nah. So when I say want and not need, like when you meet somebody and they start the conversation off with, "Hey, I need X, Y, and Z from you." Nah. If it's not coming from a certain place of authenticity. So if it's not authentic,
okay,
you
There's
can't.
a difference between I need to stay with you and I want to stay with you.
It's a big difference. It's a difference between, hey,
I ain't got nowhere to go.
I need my light bill paid.
I got somewhere to go. I just want to be here with you.
Exactly. It's a thing called homosexuals out here, D. You heard of that one?
Yeah.
There's a thing called homosexuals out here, man.
Homosexual.
Yeah. I know I didn't run across a couple.
Well, I'm gonna say that dynamic exists in I don't know. I guess you have to get to a point that you gotta be needed. You gotta be needed. I need to make up. I have no reason to believe anyone else on earth will create the outcome with me that I've had with her. So I need her to be there because I have a need to see myself the way I see myself. And not only do I see myself as it is and I like it, I also see what I can be. So I still need you here. It's not like, I can spell able now, I don't need you no more.
But it's like a lot of things are super, super transactional. If you have somebody who come in the door like, I need you to pay my light bill. Bitch, do you know my last name?
That's not need. That's not need. I want you to.
Nah, do you know my last name? So it's like that's what I mean. Opposed to, hey, I just want to get to know you.
Well, that's not need. That's I want you to pay my,
Nah, they be needing it, D. They be needing it.
No, because if you
And
sit
then I
in the
just
dark,
go around
you gonna
blocking.
burn some candles until you get your next check and you're gonna be all right. That's just want. I think a lot of people confuse need and want.
If
you ain't got no lights, that's a need.
Not necessarily. I'm not having lights for months.
You ain't been broke.
I have not had lights for months. Lights. The sun is a light. A big ass light in the sky.
Hey, time to go to bed. Now, 8:30, time to go to bed.
Man, we used to run that damn stitcher card to the neighbor house.
I had that phone.
Hey,
You better charge your phone at school.
Yeah. I didn't even have a damn phone, so yeah, I've been broke. I've been broke. That's why I'm mindful of the people that I allow around me. If you're gonna be a liability and not an asset of some sort, what is the point of me being around you? Just like you say, you need to be around certain people. I feel the exact same way. If you're a person who I'm supposed to be this close to, I'm gonna share my biggest details. Like, we go through life together. I have to understand that you authentically love me and you want me. You want to be here. If you don't, that's fine. You ain't getting no money, bitch.
But what if they want to be there, but they bad with money?
We can work on that. Like, if you come in and I feel like you're good to me and good for me, we can work on boundaries. Like, yo, you know you don't do this. You may be doing it because you don't know no better. Whereas somebody like me, I'm tight as fuck. We don't need that.
But you could be impulsive.
We
If
don't
I
need
see
that.
something, I buy it. I'm like, oh, I got money.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people like that. But again, this complexity is why I have such a hard time with the love languages and their stationary place throughout life. You're right. You can have a person, like, let's say, Tamika's not a good cook. Let's just say she is, but let's say she's not. I gotta eat. So, because she's not a good cook, I'm not going to marry her or I'm going to pass up the benefits that's with her. Same thing with being bad with money. Let's say Tamika's bad with money. That may not necessarily be a deal breaker. It's complex. That's what I'm saying. I don't care what Mika do with her money. Mika is so impactful. I can do what I'm doing to make up for whatever you mess up with. So you can have a person that's bad with money, but an asset in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in with the love language thing. I don't know if it makes room for that. I think Maslow's hierarchy of needs definitely does, because you can move up and down the pyramid and be halfway, whatever, you know. But I don't know. How long we been going?
Hour 20 minutes, man.
Oh man, y'all got to come up with an ending.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wrap it up.
End it.
And like that, we gone.